Opening my tea party just for you. Who is that? It's Ririna, the so-called anime enthusiast fox. It's time to react to more Arknights EPs. I'm kind of hoping for more vocal ones so I have more to talk about, but I do enjoy the non-vocals, so I guess we'll just get started. Also, just as a reminder, I will have a gaming podcast released on my channel soon, or not my, well, yes, on my channel soon. So if you have anything that you want me to talk about in regards to Arknights in particular, or some other game, then let me know down below in the comments. I'll love to see what you would like me to talk about. And I will have an Arknights review eventually out, so you don't have to request that. And I'll also be reacting to the concerts and other things like that, so you also don't need to request that either. It will be in the works once it's no longer considered a spoiler to me. Anyway, so let's just get started. Spring's Pulse. Ooh. She looks awfully familiar. Is she Nightingale? Masaru Yokoyama. And the one next to her, she looks familiar too. I feel like I should know her, but I don't think I use her. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the girl behind her is Nightingale, right? I think that was her name. I get the feeling that this is supposed to have lyrics, but maybe not. It's like one of those songs that feels like it should have some kind of lyrics or vocals. Oh my gosh, I love the strings. I love when game music utilizes strings. It just makes me feel good. Plus, I don't know what it is, but whenever they use strings, it just evokes the emotions a lot stronger for me. But these days I have been more open to wind instruments and brass instruments. Oh, that particular part reminds me of those moments in anime when they're having like a flashback. Or even in opening songs. Actually, where are they from? Are they from Ursus? No, maybe not. Probably not. It's very green over there. Plus it's spring. You know, there's something forlorn about the music and the melody. I don't know if it's because of their use of strings as the one to carry the main melody, or if it's the piano. And if you can hear it carefully, you can hear like this. I don't know if I say it right, but that part, it's like really subtle in the back, but it makes you feel this like excitement, this waku waku feeling that spring is here, or that it's coming, or that it's here. I feel like I just repeated myself, but yeah, this part right here, you can hear that playing in the back throughout the music, and it just makes you really, like, it makes your heart beat faster with excitement. So I could see it being called Spring's Pulse because of the feelings that they evoke with the melody and the beats and that background music. I'm not really sure what it's entailing, or at least what it's explaining itself or reflecting for those two characters, but I can see why it's called Spring's Pulse. And now this one is called Reconnection. Let's see who it is. Oh, you're Sutter. I don't know if I pronounced her name right. Is that her? I feel like I saw her recently. I know I saw her somewhere. Oh yeah, Sutter. Yeah. I got it right. I'm so proud of myself. Wow, it's really unsettling though. I think it's because the visual shows it shaking at the like right now, and then at the same time you can hear that boom sound, which makes my heart feel like it's gonna drop. Maybe it's because I'm afraid of heights, so it like brings about that similar feeling when you're going up that one roller coaster where you're sitting and then it like goes up all the way and then it like drops down. That feeling before that drop is the feeling I'm experiencing when I'm listening to that really deep boom. So I don't know if it's because she herself is an unsettling type of person. Either she's unstable or her background makes her unstable in some ways. But it's very imbalanced, that feeling that you're getting from the music. Like there's no stability and security. And even the fact with the music, you can hear hints of strings. I think it's the cello or bass. No, I think it's the cello. And then at the same time, you can hear that electronic da 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 da. And this particular part, it feels like there's no depth with the way that they're implementing the music. Not that I'm saying that this character has no depth, but I do wonder if this is how she feels personally. Like everything's empty and she's lost and she's trying to look for something to keep her grounded or at this point reconnected to the world around her. So unsettling. Maybe her world is shaky. I don't really know much about her backstory. Actually, I don't know anything about her backstory. So of course I could be totally wrong and that's totally okay. But the feeling that the music gives me is that she's overlooking things with a very cold or objective view. And she has no attachment to anything. I think that's the thing that bothered me when I was listening to this, is that it gives you a very unsettling, cold, distant feeling. But also lost and trying to find their way. And now there's none of the boom right here. Maybe because she's finally something that'll keep her connected and she's uncertain about it. Although it would probably be... It would make more sense if I was wrong though. Because who knows if I'm right, unless you actually already played it and know the character really well. Stay gold. Oh, Nero. I feel like I pronounced her name wrong. I should really look up how to pronounce her name. But I really like her. The one that's the epitome of knights. Oh, look at her. It fits her. You know, I always feel like whenever they use these kind of voices in the music, like a chorus, it brings about like a holy feeling, but also this like noble, sophisticated feeling to the music. And then this one in particular reminds me of medieval times-ish. which fits her. Actually, I don't know if it's medieval. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm not really familiar with this kind of music, but I do know that the feeling it brings about is what you would typically have in like a night show or, you know, in that time period. So it really fits her, in my opinion. Because she is a knight. I mean, there's not much you could say there. She's someone who is noble amongst the knights. Someone to respect. And someone to idolize in some ways if you're a knight too. I do wonder if this image of her is her younger self. Because she looks a lot younger than I remember her to look, at least in the game. Or maybe that's originally how she's supposed to look. Like, she's supposed to be this young. Actually, how old is she? Because recently I learned that Amiya is, what, 15, 16? And she was a lot younger than I expected. And then now it makes me wonder who else is super young in this game. Because I actually expected her to be maybe like college student age or in her mid-20s. Maybe. But maybe she's way younger than I expected. Because this music really has a brightness to it that I associate with like youthfulness and purity and honorable. So it does make me wonder if she's actually younger than I expected. Although this music does make me wonder if she started off as like from a noble family or from a noble origins before becoming a knight. Because you don't really hear the voices anymore, the chorus. Or the choir. Not chorus. What am I talking about? It was choir. Hopefully you know what I mean though. back in the beginning of the song. Confront. Rhodes Island. There's like this sense of uneasiness with this start. I think it's the white noise. Who is that? Let me know what her name is, because I have no idea who she is. I don't even know if I ever saw her before. Maybe I did see her in the trailers and I just don't remember. I mean, that's not surprising. I have the memory of a goldfish. At least short-term memory. Unless people start repeating it over and over, and then I start to remember. This is the kind of music that you would totally want to play when you're studying and trying to focus. I do wonder if that's intended because this character is maybe like a researcher or some kind of technical person. They're clearly from Rhodes Island, considering that they're wearing the clothes and also the screens are all Rhodes Island. But then it says confront, and I do wonder what that could potentially mean. Is it in regards to the character's past, their situation? Or is it Rhodes Island as a whole? that they're confronting a lot of conflicts and even themselves. Like I said in the beginning, there was a sense of uneasiness with the white noise and the lack of a melody from the start. But then here, there's still this sense of insecurity. Or maybe not insecurity, but it makes you feel unsettled. Because even if you can hear this like melody, like you can hear that throughout the song. So there's some kind of connection, but it feels very fragile. And like I said, I don't really know if it's in regards to this character or if it's Rose Island as a whole. But this character feels like someone who is very methodical or very objective with when they take care of situations. And maybe even in their own life. At least from the music. I'm not really sure how accurate I am in regards to that. But it feels very logical, like the music itself. But then there are times when the music is focused on the melody. Like dun 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 dun, that part. And you don't hear as much of the white noise. And then there are certain parts where the white noise part is extremely loud in comparison to the rest of the song or the melody or instruments. It almost feels like a song that's great for like an AI assistant or something. Someone like robotic. Crystallize. Is that us with the light sticks? Wait, who is that operator over there that's supposedly singing? Oh, you know, this song really reminds me of Cardcaptor Sakura or those shoujo, maho shoujo animes. It would be the perfect song for that. You know, I kind of want to see a skin that's like Maho Shoujo or Magical Girl style. Like, for example, for Amiya. I feel like that'd be so cute. Would you want to see something like that? Let me know down below. This is so cute. I'm not sure if this song is about the character that's supposedly singing or if it's just about Arknights in general. I do feel like it's probably in regards to that operator who I don't know who it is. But let me know down below what your thoughts are. Or what it actually is about. It's so hard for me to focus because the song is just so... It makes me happy. I just want to do what the doctor's doing. Yeah, with the light sticks. The doctor's tired. Oh, that's cute. For all the sad things, you could share half with me. Oh, these lyrics are really adorable. It does make me if it's like a gift to the doctors saying that Arknights will always match you with the happiness and share your sadness by being depressing. So don't feel alone kind of thing. Oh, doctors being really passionate. You know, it would be really cute if this was a song for the doctors as like a thank you for being here with us for this amount of time and for whether you were new or not. Do let me know if it is something like that. That would make me so happy. Lullaby. Oh, do they not have English subtitles? Oh! Mephisto and his friend, I forgot his name, sorry. I do feel sad for him though. The sniper guy. Oh, this is really... Oh man, this is gonna hurt in the heart, isn't it? Let's see if the song is particularly about Mephisto or his friend, or if it's about both. It's really heart-wrenching though, because usually when you think of a lullaby, you usually want to do like piano, and that's usually what you want, so it sounds like you're gonna be sleeping. But then here you can tell that it's a requiem, or even have a good permanent sleep kind of thing. Like a forever, we'll have this memory together, but for now, have a good sleep, and I'll see you in the afterlife one day kind of thing. So maybe it is Mephisto singing it. It's a very heavy one because you can hear that music box sound. But then the amount of layering that they did with the other instruments, along with the drums, it gives it a very foreboding feeling when you're listening to it. And of course, with the vocals added to it, it makes it even more ominous and tragic. Or perhaps this is about the death of their childhood. Their innocence as a child. But either way, it definitely is a farewell song, considering that the title is Lullaby and then instead of the BY, it's just BYE. And look, it's turning gray, white and black. Oh boy. I feel like if they played this music during the scene when we see Mephisto's past, I think I would have cried. Or even during the part where he basically dies. That would have broken my heart. Lithos. This feels like a song that would totally appear in like a psychological horror. Like when you're entering into an abandoned place for the first time. At least for the beginning. I'm not really sure how it is for the rest of the song, but initial impression is that. Oh, who are you? You look familiar. Do I know you? I probably don't. I don't think I have her, so I might have seen her in a passing, but don't know her name or even her past. Or her current status, whatever she is. Probably part of Rhodes Island, I assume. Oh. I didn't make that sound because I didn't like the music. It wasn't that. It was just... It felt really disjointed just at that moment. Disconnected. Very, very unsettling. I could hear the strings, and when the strings are playing, there's like this echo. No, not this echo. Like this empty room type of sound. I forgot what that was called exactly. But there's a lack of things. And it makes it more haunting. It's peaceful, but haunting. Oh, okay. It's becoming more, what's the word? Fuller? Again, I'm never sure if it's about the character's past or their current situation or something else. Or maybe even in the event that they're in, if it is that. But my assumption... Sorry, I had to pause right there on what I was saying because the music was just so hauntingly beautiful. I actually don't know what I want to say about that. It was just really... Like, you don't want to say anything because you feel like you're going to interrupt something. Something so powerful, but old and peaceful but haunting and ancient, and just feels like it would be rude to interrupt it for some reason. Maybe it's the lack of depth or the layering of the music and the instruments. Now this one's a totally different vibe. Mountain! My best operator! This is like cafe music right here, and maybe a bar music. But it's probably bar music because it's tipsy. It puts you in one of those like moods where you just chill out while reading. Definitely embodies this image. It makes Mountain look 10 times cooler. Like you're in a rustic bar with some low lighting, orange lighting, and people are chatting away in the back. And everyone looks all classy. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. Rather than it representing the character, I think is pretty much the perfect song to play at those kinds of places, like an atmospheric type of song. Do you like this type of music, or do you prefer ones with lyrics or with vocals? Or do you prefer more strings, more brass, electronic, rock? Oh, that was a good beat right there. Gosh, I would totally want to brew coffee with this music on. And maybe even do some focus work with this on. What would you want to do while you're listening to this? Study, game, eat food, and feel fancy? Drink? Ah, it's already over? That was so fast. This will be the last one for today. Can't believe it went by so fast. Till the bell tolls. This seems like a heavy one. Oh, I know you. Oh, what was your name? Oh, I can't remember what her name was. But I recognize her. That's, I guess, a good thing, I suppose, at this point. Since what, 6 months since I first started playing this game? Progress. Maybe it's now a little bit over 6 months. It feels like the song is reflecting in the past. Perhaps the good days. or when she was naive and had more innocence left in her. And in some ways it can feel a bit melancholy to think of that. And then maybe her journey into becoming who she is right now, a warrior. And the painful moments that she experienced that shaped her into who she is now. It feels very much like a flashback of the past type of music, at least at this portion here. Oh, it feels like she's encountering either her first major turning point in her life at this moment of the song. Because there's more music, or not music, but more instruments playing here with, I guess, fortissimo, or with, it's louder in volume. So I think at this point of the song, if we assume that the song is about her life and her journey, then it could be this is the major turning points in her life that she's thinking about, and her overcoming them or facing them. Perhaps the most important events in her life. I can't believe it was over like that. I actually expected that one to be a bit longer, mostly because it didn't feel like there was a proper conclusion, at least in my opinion, at least when I was listening to it, mostly because it felt like she was thinking about her past, obviously maybe the good, you know, maybe when she was a child or things like that in the first half. And then when that major turning point happened in the song, maybe instead of her thinking about the major turning points in her life, maybe it's the current her, where she's showing who she is now, shaped by the past and stronger than she was in the past, and maybe not as innocent and is more mature now. Perhaps that is what it is, and that's why when I thought of it as the major turning point, it wasn't as satisfying to hear the end. But if we think about it in the way that it's potentially just her, I guess, current self, then I suppose the end is a lot more satisfying to listen to, and I think of it that way. Overall, it was a beautiful piece of music. I actually expected it to be a lot heavier in tone and perhaps even more melancholy, I guess, vibes, because it says "Till the Bell Tolls," but I guess this also fits the title as well. I think out of all the ones that I've listened to today, though, I think the one that stood out the most was the Mephisto one. Not because it was vocals, but mostly because it just hurts when you listen to it, because you can clearly tell it's the loss of innocence in the song, and potentially a requiem or even a song for the dead, or at least whether that dead is for his friend or if it's to himself, of the loss of his innocence, or, you know, the situation that they were in and the loss of their friendship due to his friend's death. So that was one that I felt was very powerful compared to the others. Not that I'm saying the others are not as strong, but like out of the ones that stood out to me, it's the one that's the tragic one that really impacted me the most when I was listening to it. But I did enjoy all of these so far. I don't think I've had one where I was like, it's not really my type. No, I actually enjoyed them. to its own, because they're all very different, so it's very difficult for me to say like, oh, this one is totally better, because honestly that would require me listening to them in their specific genres and then listening to that specific genre in order to decide which one's the best one. So I'm not gonna say which one's the best one, but the one that stood out to me was definitely the Mephisto one. Oh, I remember now, Faust, that was his name. Gosh, my brain. I wonder why it took forever to figure out his name. But the Mephisto and Faust one was the one that stood out to me the most. But I did like the other ones. It was, I don't know what it is, but I think the quality of the music is actually somehow improving too. Which is weird because it shouldn't technically improve because they're all very different and have their own style. But in some ways, I feel like the way that they're expressing the characters perhaps is the thing that has improved from the previous ones that I listened to. Not that the previous ones are bad, it's just that I'm not sure if the composer of the music is just starting to get the hang of what they want to express in their music, but it just feels like it's somehow improved, and I'm not really sure what it is. So do let me know if you know exactly what I mean. And maybe put my words and thoughts into better, I guess, explanations than what I'm saying right now. Do let me know down below. But I do enjoy the subtle improvements that I'm seeing. If it is called improvements, or maybe it's called something else, I'm not really sure. But either way, I am looking forward to listening to more of the music. I think in 2 weeks or the week after next week. Mostly because I am releasing this video once every 2 weeks due to me batch releasing the gameplay videos. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, my kids, what'd you think of today's video? We reacted to more of Arknights EPs. Let me know what your favorite one or number one favorite one is right now. I know I said that I wouldn't really do that, but I do wonder if you guys actually have a favorite. Or if I didn't reach that point yet. Anyways, let's etch this into our memory and keep it safe. And as always, formally inviting you to my next tea party, the so-called anime enthusiast fox. Who's that? This was Ririna. So until the next one then, bye!